All right. Good morning and welcome to Thursday. I always say Tech Tuesdays on here. I got to change these things around. Well, I hope everyone is having a good day so far. We got Juan and John and Jason.
Hi
Got a bunch
there.
of J's on here today. Let me rename this. How are you guys doing?
Fine, you?
Doing all right. Trying to finish up. Let's go. GHL Power Hour Thursdays. I think that's the right. Let me make sure. Gotta make sure that's the right code. I think that is. Let's just pretend it is. All right. Yeah. Things are good. Things are good. Working really hard trying to get this restaurant specific niche snapshot done for the loyalty and rewards program. Um, it's been going good. The one thing I've been finding, and it's probably something that you guys have found too, is trying to pick and choose which pieces you want to implement for your clients. So we've always just kind of used the a la carte pieces where we're just like, okay, well, let's use this piece and that piece, and then we'll put them together and make that work for what our clients' needs are. But right now, really focusing in on a niche and then having conversations with like restaurant clients and restaurant agencies saying what do they need and what do they do, and then including that into a specific restaurant snapshot for everyone so that it's again it's easier to deploy. And then we're going to go through niches over the next few months here and just keep building out specific niches so that you have more of a drag and drop thing without all the little customizations that need to happen. And then making with the
Sounds great.
everyone's been talking about friction, not necessarily with this, but just like reducing friction overall with if you have a SaaS business or if you have any kind of engaging with customers, where can we reduce the friction of working with customers? So that's what I'm really focusing on. What pieces do we need and what don't we need, and then where can we make it as simple as possible? So that's been my week so far.
Great.
And hey, it's February 1st, so we made it through the first month of the year.
Yes,
Jason, I've
indeed.
never used any of your referral and rewards program. Do you have videos on that, on how that works?
Yep. There is a great actual like masterclass we did last week. But I've got some just quick overview videos that I can give you. They're a little bit older now because we've added a bunch of new things in there. Like we've got a really great promotions tool now, so you can create promotions and coupons for like repeat businesses. So restaurants, uh bakeries, retail locations, all that kind of stuff. You can have those in there. And then which yeah, it's easy to play for those, making that easier and easier every day. And then also I'll send you a couple videos here. I just gotta find them.
You're muted, John.
Sorry, send me the links or put those in the chat, whatever works for you.
Yeah, I'll put them in the chat here.
And let's get those updated, eh? I know you got nothing but time in your hands.
There we go.
Just like the rest of
Here. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a newer video soon. Soon, especially specifically covering the restaurant here, which encompasses, I think, most parts of the loyalty and reward system. So we're bringing in a lot of those pieces together, and then we can use the dashboard and all that. So I think that's a good video. I think it has a good overview of what it is.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, cool. So what do you guys John, how are things going? We got John and John. John and Juan. Is it Wanyo or Juan or what do you go by?
Juanjo.
Juanjo?
Juanjo.
Juanjo.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
John Joe.
John Joe.
Juanjo. Yeah.
We
John
got
Joe and
John,
Canadian.
John to John Joe and John.
Hmm.
Yeah, right on.
None of them are spelled the same though. How about that?
No, right on. Yeah, so I I mean, I can cover some, give an update of where we're at with the restaurant system. If you guys are interested in that. But if you guys have any questions specifically, I'm happy to answer those questions too. Anything that you guys want. Do you guys have any struggles this week, even with high level stuff too? I mean, I'm happy to answer any kind of automation things that you guys got going on too, or any queries.
Did you end up getting that? What were you going to do? Like an onboarding document or something like that? You were going to provide us from the
Yeah,
thing
let
last
me.
week.
So, oh, the onboarding document. Yeah, I can. I
There were
can.
a couple things you were going to do, a couple of deliverables, and I didn't see them
Yeah,
come through yet, so I didn't know if they got to them.
I sent it out to a couple of people, and I just said, you know what, it's going to be updated. We're going to keep updating it. Too. So I'll put it in chat here too. So kind of an idea, and basically kind of following this system that we've outlined with some of these niches. And I mean, we can update these. Two, here's the one for that was the onboarding, kind of deciding which direction you want to go with your customer and doing
Yeah.
a checklist that way. And then I've got another SOP that just kind of goes over more custom values. But I think what we'll end up having is even more. We've been talking here with the team about how can we support you guys more and make it easier and easier too. So we're going to be starting a new group, which is specifically for like power tools and rewards. And then we'll have more training and documents, and everything will go into that group so that our high level tools, scripts and snapshots group is kind of an open-ended thing where we just have a bunch of stuff in there, and there's kind of a mishmash of people from all over the place, whether they purchased or not. But then we're creating I think Chandel was working on it today, and we're gonna have more of a specific support group for anybody who has questions, and we can rock out things for actual paid agency owners like you guys, where we actually have the system, and then we could put more documents in there specific to the tools and systems that we have. And then our goal, in addition to like with creating these niche snapshots, is also to create the marketing and everything with that too, so that it's easier. So you guys have social media graphics and posts and everything that you guys can use there too. So again, trying to reduce friction with you guys and make it easier for you guys to roll that out too. So I made a bunch of progress on the rewards, restaurant rewards system. Two, we've been paring that down. I don't know if your thoughts, but one of my thoughts was definitely around, and this kind of, we've been talking about this for the last day or so, is around referrals for restaurants. I just got off a call with a restaurant agency that has, I think they've got about 100 restaurants that they're working with right now, with their restaurant SaaS. And we were discussing referrals for restaurants. And my thought along with his was that we don't necessarily need restaurant referrals per se, but having my thoughts, I want to have people refer people and then have them join the subscriber list, right? Create that, help people refer and earn some points for referring people to the subscriber list and growing that VIP club through referrals too. I don't know if there's any thoughts around that.
Sure. I mean, the way I think about it, you can refer them to a VIB club, but it's almost like the referral for them could almost look like a gift, like you're gifting someone 10% off.
Oh yeah.
And so that, if a buddy of mine is like, I'm like, here's like 10% off gift, then you can share that online. You could build a way of, you could build a point system around people redeeming that, I guess.
Yeah, we could even
But it's like,
I could create a specific referral promotion, because right now inside the promotions manager, what we built out is we've got an in-house campaign, we've got a PPC campaign, we've got a print campaign, a birthday campaign, just building out specifically those things. So again, I want to make it so that you can select which type of promotion you want to run. and we actually have all the workflows and everything for that. So it's a referral campaign, create the promotion for that, and then you can refer friends to that specific campaign, and when they sign up for that, then they'll get that referral promotion.
Right.
I'm gonna add that in too. So we made it, making it simple enough to just duplicate these promotions, and then we're pulling stuff over from, we've done the tons of customizations for different agencies as well, so trying to make it so that it all fits in together with everyone, so it's just again easier, so we have those promotions out there. And Juan, you got the you got that loyalty card to work, hey?
Yes, I did. I'm doing so, and it's working excellent. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, just I think I need to add in a little bit of, I would gotta figure out, because you know what, that the URLs, just setting up the domain for those those pages and funnels and whatever is probably like one of the biggest points of where things fail, is not having the URL set up. And then high level likes to throw in, hey, let's throw in 14 numbers at the end of that URL just to mess with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get this stuff set up. The onboarding of these things is just a little heavy right now.
Yeah.
Like, I have a question. Here's an onboarding question. So I've got my
Sure.
own agency running, right? I've got my own sub account for my agency.
Yep.
To track my leads. When I get a person that goes from a lead to a client, is there a way to streamline them into a sub account? Or do I just have to create a sub account and add a user? Like, I've already got their information. I close them as a deal, and I want them to become then that user to become a sub account on without having to re-onboard them as a sub account.
So you can create them a sub account. Like, you can have that automatically happen.
Okay.
Using either, I mean, if you're not, what plan are you on?
497.
Yeah, so if you're on the 497, you can do it through SaaS, but you can also do it through Zapier. You can send a webhook to Zapier, and Zapier can go and create that sub account for you.
Well, can I show you my screen? Can I do a screen share and just show you a few
absolutely.
things, and maybe you can direct me?
Yep.
We'll see what happens here.
You have to use the high level API to create
Well,
that
I've got
sub
here's
account, but
what I've got. Here's my data, my database. This is Twinet. This is my thing.
Yeah.
And so we've created under this all companies thing. This is just a little background. So basically, I'm collecting. It's a photo booth, and I put these in restaurants, and all these. I've got tens of thousands. The effluent tank has. Well, if I come over to here, go to Ethel. Those are users. I've actually got 22,585 phone numbers, 15,000 some. So I'm creating huge amounts of contact records for them.
Yeah.
And in my database now, we use the API. Oops. And it takes a second for this to pull up, but I can sync them. And this week we're adding auto sync. So basically, every time it creates a contact record on ours, it's going to trigger the API. It's going to dump it in to go high level. You'll get a new contact text saying, thanks, welcome to our program, on behalf of my customers, right? And then they'll go into the work automations and workflows, and we can do all kinds of crazy stuff. So you can see that these have synced, when they synced, and right now it's just a button.
Yeah.
But you can see, where we've done that. So,
and then you're just thinking,
but what happens is,
our system in there,
and that actually, when I hit sync here, it'll actually create a sub account. Like if I hit one on this like small software, I'll just do that. Hit sync, you'll see it syncing. Now if I go back over here,
okay,
do it too fast.
Yeah.
But small software will show up in here somewhere once it takes a minute to do that. but it will create that sub account and then it'll import those records and everything like that. But if that's a person that's already, under my Twine SaaS sub account here, like this guy here, I'm just getting ready to, we're bringing them on as a Twine client. I'm just, Cleo here. I want to turn him into a sub account.
And they're not in your other Twine system.
No, this is just like a guy that owns a restaurant called Derby's.
Yeah.
We're bringing them on Monday. I want to take this sold account and turn this into, I've already got his information in here, Derby's. I can add a phone number and everything. I just want to turn this into a sub account.
So
is there a way to do that?
Yeah, like two different ways. You can have a create sub account workflow. That you have to either, I think you need to call the high level API in order to do that. And then you can
should we just add them into a workflow and it would do that?
I think with so I think you can have it set up with the I haven't tested it out with the premium webhooks yet, but I feel like you'd be able to do it with that way. You can also create a workflow to do it through Zapier as well. So, and then I think you can create a new you can create the user account for that as well on it. I think you need the agency API key. So I'm not sure. So one question I have is I know that the version 1 API is sunsetting on March 1st, I guess. So you probably wouldn't use that API, but we could probably, I might have to look into it just to see exactly, because you probably have to use the version 2 API for it.
I mean, ours is built currently on our sync here. Oh,
yeah,
sync error. See that? Oh, it failed because I hadn't updated this, which we had to make a drop down list here because they only accept into the API the country code.
Right.
So now if I go back in here, I was wondering why I didn't create that thing, but I can hit sync again.
So how are you guys? You guys are creating the sub account right now. You guys are using
that should create a sub account.
Yeah, so basically the same way that you guys are doing that. Which API are you guys using for that? Is that the version 1 or version 2 to create that?
We're using 1 right now because there was an error in the version 2, which they just fixed. Like this is here's the Slack channel for that. I'm assuming you're in there, but on the DMs, where is this thing? This is it right here, I think. Yeah, you can. This is my developer, Cavett here, wherever he went. This is my developer mentioning this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's a known issue here," and then just like yesterday, he posted that there was a fix. Apologies for the delays. There should be fixed now, and the locations and API should no longer be sending back the deleted locations. Blah blah blah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out how to, I want to streamline this stuff as much as possible.
Well, I know how to do it with I know how to do it with the version 1 API. I just don't want to be like, okay, well, this is how we go and do it. And then it has to be changed anyways for the version 2 one. So, but if we connect our account with high level, I will have an answer for you for sure on Tuesday on how to go and do that. If that's cool.
Yeah.
Once version 1 to be integrated to API version 2. So so what I've done in the past, and I can let me go into Zapier and
I don't have Zapier fired up right now.
Yeah. So you don't have to do it through Zapier. Like, I mean, you guys have your own platform, so you could literally do a webhook from high level that would send all the contacts information to your system. And since you guys already have that built with the integrated, probably with OAuth, you could probably just have your developer create just some kind of a webhook endpoint to collect that, and then create the sub account the exact same way that you're doing
That's
it
the way it's doing it right now. I
there.
just that's the trick that I'm trying to figure out is how do I connect this? How do I connect
Yeah, so
someone that's
I would create a
in my
work.
contact records to that account? So
Yeah,
if I
so what I
wanted to
would
take
do
this,
is I would create a workflow that you could either tag that customer, and when that customer is tagged, you fire off a webhook to your system, which would just capture that webhook, and then use the API that you guys already have created, because there's no point in going through Zapier to go and create that if you guys already have the backend and you have a developer to do it, right? So
yeah,
go just have that send a webhook. When you send a webhook, it'll send all of the contacts information, name, phone number, email, all their custom fields, anything that they filled out. It'll send all that stuff over to your system. Then your system can just take that and parse it and then do that thing to create a new sub account.
I'm trying to see if this actually worked this time. Let's see here. Let's try this one more time. I want you to see it because that keeps failing. I don't know why it's doing that. It's not doing the country code properly, but I'll worry about that later. Anyway, okay. Well, see, it's not saving this for.
If yeah, I mean, since you have a developer already working on that kind of stuff, and you already have the system doing it, you could probably either duplicate the function or class or whatever that you guys have to create that sub account, or just write a new one that would use the same API call to create
Okay.
this account in your system. And I would do that rather than, paying an extra however many dollars a month for Zapier or whatever.
Trust me, the developers are way more expensive than that.
Yeah, but yeah, like once it's created, you only have to create it once, and you don't have to worry about that kind of thing.
Once I can figure this out, I'll do this later. But yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, you can set a webhook from your. That's what we do, and I've had it set up. Well, I had it set up in the beginning. We were on the 297 plan for so long, and then we upgraded 6 months ago we actually upgraded on Black Friday, because I was like, yeah, may as well go and do it. We do a lot more services for our clients than we do for just SaaS type stuff, but we're transitioning more into SaaS mode. So doing that kind of thing. And yeah, really just needed the agency API to key so we could do those wonderful things. But yeah, the cool thing is, once you send a webhook from an automation with webhook, tag them, you can make it so that I saw somebody asking the other day of having a button where you would automatically tag somebody when you click that button on their contact record. So I'll take a look at I'll take a look at that and see where I can find that too. Because that might be something where you want to upgrade somebody, click the button, it'll add a tag and then automatically add them to an automation, which could create them that sub account.
Yep.
Yeah, Jesse Jesse said that would be so cool. So I'll take a look at that, and then I'll come up with how we do it using version 2 or Zapier to create those sub accounts on Tuesday anyways, just to kind of show people how we go ahead and do that. But yeah, I think that makes sense.
Cool. Do you have I think you were referencing something the other day about like I want to send. It'd be nice to be able to send people a form.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like if I send them a form in here, right? I'm in my own snapshot or my own sub account.
Yeah.
And I send them a form and they fill it out, and it's basically the onboarding form with all the fields that we need to take them into their own sub account.
Yep.
And that's why I want to do this. They're filling it out, and then I have to manually transfer it right now, and it's like I just want to map them from here to their own.
So our custom values updater will do that. So you can create a form, onboarding form in your main account. So after you just have that set up. So and the two ways to do it is you can have a customer fill out a form in your main account and have it update the sub account, or you can have the onboarding form directly in the sub account and then they fill out the information. and it gets updated there. The only downside beside with that is that then they always have that onboarding form in their sub account.
Yeah, I'd rather have it the other way. So
Always showing up.
you say that in something in here, you
Yeah,
can do that.
click on custom values updater. Yeah, so what you do is you create a form. Here, I'll share my screen and I'll show
Yeah,
you
take it.
what we're working on for loyalty and rewards here. It's the exact same thing. I'm gonna share this screen here. So just we've been working on finishing this up too. Just going through and testing it, just make sure everything works before I send it out to everybody too. So onboarding, under sites here, we have these forms here, which I broke it up into a number of different steps. That way it's just not overwhelming to have just a big long list of things. And then what we're actually doing too is I decided to add more to this is just give a description of what every field is and what it updates on each step. So this can be in your main account. This can be somebody buys, they go to the open up this, it goes into your main account here, but based off of their location, so we can have their new location API and their new location ID in just in a custom field, and based on those custom fields we can update that sub account for them. So they're going to come here, fill out this account here or this one, that page. It's going to trigger this workflow here, which would just be this onboarding workflow. Now I made this because we have a bunch of different steps. So I put it all into one workflow, but you can create multiple workflows for this. So this one just says if form 1 here is submitted, it's going to trigger, it's just going to do a condition and it's going to trigger this section here. The way I have this one set up, and you don't have to do this, but this is just telling our system that form 1 has been done. And then we're going to send a webhook to update custom values here, and inside here we just have the location ID, and right now we have it set up so it's in the location ID that you have. But if you had a contact, so you create that sub account for them, you can also you can update custom fields. I have a workflow for that, a trigger for that, a webhook that will then update, I think it's like custom underscore fields dot new API, something like that, new API key, so or new location ID in there, and then based on that location ID we can update that sub account custom values. So this is step 1, creating the form and then having the webhook that fires to update the custom values. But
where do you put the location, like the sub account location API key, so it knows which one to update?
Yeah, here I'll show you. Here we actually, if you go under webhooks in the back end here, we have some training here on how to set up the onboarding, and we have one called new location ID and new location API. So create those 2 custom fields and then have your system update the location ID and the API key with the API and ID from that new location that gets created. Now you can have that done automatically as soon as that sub account is created, and then fire off when you fire off the webhook with that contact, it will then update that new sub account for it. So then what you do is, so you create the form, you just got to create the workflow that updates the webhook. And I've got the webhooks actually down here that you can copy and paste here. And then there's there's a snapshot here that kind of goes over exactly what I'm talking about there. So we first have to add our main location here, which is our main onboarding account. So just like everything, we authorize it there. Then once that location is authorized, we can go create a new collection. Again, you only have to do this once. So create a new location, pick the main onboarding account that we just created that has all the forms and stuff in it. Let's just go to Smart Rewards onboarding workflow. I'm going to click on get custom values here, and then we can, I guess this isn't the right account, but then you can map custom values to custom fields that you wanted to update.
Is it only custom fields? Or can you, I mean, you can, like, the business name is the business name. They're going to fill that out. It's going to map it to the
Good
business name.
question. So this is just custom values, but when you create the sub account, I wonder if we could do that. I'll take a look at that, because right now this one does just updates custom values. It doesn't like update the business name or the sub account name or location name or anything like that.
But if I'm onboarding on my, they can type in their own address. It's easy, here's the onboarding form, and they type in I've already got maybe the business name in there, but then they have a legal name. Like, that's one of the fields. And so I started creating a form, like
Okay.
an onboarding form, generally just using the survey tool, because I wanted it to be multiple pages
Yeah.
where they can fill it out. But again, it's all stuck in.
Then that's still manual of having to go and create those
It's all
different
stuck
things
in
other
my
than,
agency sub account. And that's where I wanted to, if I can just take that and then map that over. Can you do that in surveys?
yeah, I mean, what you could do, and instead of having a button that you click to say, hey, we're going to create this, creates your account, you could send them a form saying, hey, go fill out some of these details and click submit. And then when they click submit, like have their name, their address, their legal name, all that kind of stuff inside of a form. And then once they click submit on that, then it will create the account with all those details already in there, because you need to have some of that stuff for them when you create the location.
Can we do that in a survey, do you think?
Yeah. You should be able to do it on a survey. I don't think it would matter. You just have
How do you
to.
get it to, I'm just still confused on how to map that stuff. I'm just not, I mean, there's so
Okay.
much to keep track of.
Yeah, so like let's just see here, for example. Like we go here, we'll jump in to this one. Yeah, Jesse says he's looking to do the same thing here. So if I just go to version 1 right now, so let's go post locations. Here we can potentially even take this directly into high level as well. But what you can also do inside of Zapier is you just have all these details, right? So I'm going to put this over here on the side. And then on this one, let's go here. So inside of, let's go back to workflows. Let's go confirm. Small. Here, so let's just go create workflow.
I did this last time too, and dominated the questioning, and I feel like it's
That's
not very
cool.
nice.
Like, I think Jesse is interested in this too, and
Yeah, he said
it's
that.
good
I saw
stuff.
that.
It's good stuff to change to look at here too. So I feel like we can go like this. We can go webhook. We can go custom webhook, and this is a premium one. So what we would end up doing is going here. We would take this address, put this, and I haven't tested this at all, but we're gonna go bearer token. I think that's what we need to do. And then we would have, this would be our API key that we want to drop in here. So you put in your high level API key, whatever it is would go there. And then we probably need to go header, and then we need to go, they always have the thing that is, we probably have to send it over as JSON. Do. Um, Oh no, I don't see it there. But it is that it? I'm pretty sure we need to have Jason on there. Authorization is, where do I see it? No, that should be fine. Anyways, okay, so I think we might have to do like collection, which is like Jason or something like that, for it as well. Otherwise we can go in here, we can create all the headers and information for this specific one. So let's say we are going and creating, sorry, it's the page is small and it's hard to read. So locations post here, we need to add in all these things here. So I think we need to go address here, and then we can map the address from the contact, whatever they put in here. So full address, we can do that. I don't know if it'd be full address, but then we can do another one, which is, and then
City.
yeah, we do city, state, country. Yeah, you go through the whole list here, and then there's more if there's more things that you want to do. Twilio, you can tell you can say which snapshot that you wanted to set up and stuff like that too. So go through all those, and then we should be able to fire off a webhook after that if we have our bearer token. I feel like it needs to say JSON on there, but I feel like well, maybe it's already automatically doing JSON here for us. That. Let me just find. Oh, because it's annoying when you don't have it's like, and this is version 1. So again, we got to figure out or see what we need to do this if we're doing it in version 2. Because it's going to be a little bit different. I want this scroll. Weird. Okay. My page is acting super weird. I can't scroll on it right now. Yeah, weird. Okay. Well, we need to grab all those things, drop them in there, and then authorization token. Yeah, usually there's one that just says, oh, there we can
This
scroll.
is allowed JSON fields right there.
Yeah, it is oh, here, content type, application JSON. It's weird because they don't put it in here. Like when you look at the example of how do I do this, they don't put it in here. Like they just have the headers and then their authorization bearer token. But then inside of the documentation over on this side, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you also need to put content type in there as well. So I know one of the headers, yeah, there might not be header, might be query parameters actually. So sorry, this is going to be content type. And this is going to be application JSON. That's going to be sent as a header. And then this is where we're going to send in city and all those details here. And then once we do that, post location here, so business name, city, address, all that kind of thing, it will create that sub account for you. It should anyways. Oh man, did I just lose it? Yeah, I just lost it. Anyways, trying to juggle 2 screens here on the same screen. But that's what I think. I'm going to test it out. I'll the custom webhook. I'll test that out. That would be a way for you to do it just using the API again to create that sub account after somebody fills out that survey. So a survey is essentially a form. It's just broken up into multiple pages. It still fills out those custom field details. In there, you would have to just build out the custom field for business name and whatever, and then you would just map them. So when you're doing query parameter here, business name, I think it's called, and then you would map that to a custom field.
It'd have to be custom.
What's that?
It's
Or it
mapped
doesn't
to a
have to be
custom.
yeah, because you have them filling out a survey, it would need to be a custom field first. It would need to be a custom field that they fill out that information in, and then when they hit submit, it's going to send that, it's going to trigger this workflow, and then you can grab all those custom fields for their onboarding and map it to the details there for creating that new location. So that's one way of doing it without even going into your system. And I think that you could, without going even to your system to be able to create stuff, but this would go and create that sub account for them. Now, I
Like,
don't
I
know
mean,
if this is going to
can I
send
steal the
details
screen
back.
back for a half a second and just show you
Yeah,
what
for
I've
sure.
got? So here, this is just kind of like, which screen did I share? Can you see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see the survey.
So welcome to the whatever. Here's the business name, legal entity name, company phone, website. Then we
Sure.
got physical address, billing address. You can mark it as is it the same or not? And hopefully they'll add hidden fields to surveys here soon. I've made that request because right now you can't. They did it in forms, but they didn't do a survey, so that's weird. Here's the primary contact information, additional team members information. Upload
Okay.
your logo, and so I just this would be nice
Well,
if
these
this
are
is
all
just
custom
like
fields that you've created already anyways.
no, no. These are
Some of them are.
some of them are, but these
Yeah, so
are
they don't all have to be custom fields. They just need to be fields that already get mapped in there, you know?
okay.
So for something for like if you want it to be like legal entity name or something like that, and you wanted to use that as a specific thing when you're uploading it, you would just have to use that as a custom field, unless you're using that as like it was like company or something like that, organization.
But so how do I map this now that I've got us? How do is that what you were trying to
So
show me?
once you
Like
fill out this field, this legal entity, is that a custom field? That I'm feeling like
no,
that's custom.
no, that's not. If you go into
Oh, the
legal
legal business
business
name.
name, like these are all the fields that I'm addressing there.
Yeah, okay. So you should be able to pull that out from let me go here. I'm just gonna take a look. We
I
should be able
notice
to
it
just go
doesn't give you the ability to like put legal business name as a field into forms for some reason for some of these things.
right
No,
account.
that's weird. Some real weird limitations sometimes, don't they?
That's a good question. So legal.
I know
It seems like it
one
would
thing I
need to be
started to
like,
do that I found a video on
So
was
that's a field. Because I haven't, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't played around with that at all. But that is when you're doing a form, um, when you're creating a form or a survey, that's a field that they already have there for legal entity name. Just gonna go mark or let's go
I
sites.
watched a video on this thing right here, this link
Okay.
where you can let's see the link. How do I see the link?
Well, you can if
It
you do
basically fills it makes it sticky and
yeah, you
fills
can do
out if
it
they have
inside so that would be you probably using a trigger link and then adding URL parameters to the trigger link.
open link, view a link. I want to view the link.
Yeah, so just click up at the top, see where that's.
So if it'll fill this out, if this stuff is filled out,
Yep.
you put in
So you're using if you go back
you
to
just
your
put their contact ID.
yeah.
If it pulls in their contact ID, then it'll pre-fill anything that's already filled out.
Yeah.
So at least you got that going. I just would like to be able to onboard them more easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the survey is a great way to go. I don't know how you map that then. I'm gonna have to look into it. That's a good question. I like it though.
Anyway,
check
okay.
something. All right. I'm going to forms. I'm going to go add form. Start from scratch. Here.
So if I were to send this to, say, that Clio guy,
Right. So you must have created for but for like legal entity name and stuff like that, you must have created a custom field for that. You had
let's,
to have
I can,
because it's not like name, contact, phone number kind of thing. So it must be a custom field that you created already that you want to map to that customer's information. Like when
I
you
think
create
they're
that sub
actually
account.
oh
custom
yeah,
fields
I
that
It
probably
has to
high
be a
did.
level
Yeah,
custom
it's
has
field.
in
probably over
there, but
here.
it doesn't give you the option to select
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, it's a custom field.
Yeah, so since you created a custom field, then you can then in your workflow, in your automation, you map that custom fields to the query parameter for your custom webhook, or or you send it as it'll be in the data in a webhook that you send your system to create that sub account. You do the same thing with Zapier as well. You send that webhook over, and then you can map any of the custom fields that are filled out to the API call that needs to be used to update to create the sub account. I'll
Okay,
play
so
with
it's
it
all
though,
together.
and I'll have
It
some
all
answers.
has to be done in workflows, is what it sounds like, though.
Yeah, so you can't have that automatic. You're gonna have to either map out all the fields that you have in this survey and align them with custom values. But because you're in your main onboarding account, I don't think there's a way inside of workflows to update the legal business name or anything like that of your sub account that you're in. I don't think you can update those. But when you create the new location, or you fire off a webhook, or if you fire off of an API call, you can then either update that sub account that you're targeting with that information, or you can like you can fire it out and you can update them, I believe, or when you're originally creating them. So have them go through. Don't have them. Don't create the sub account for them first. Have them fill out that form with the details, and then have the sub account created after they've done that. Would be my thought.
I mean, it seems like you could just make the sub account attach, come into grab your, I gotta be back here. Grab the API key,
Yeah.
right? Shouldn't you be able to just somehow grab the API key right here and connect it?
Yeah, but I think they're. I have to look more into this. We're not going to be able to use those API keys after March 1st though, right?
I imagine we can. I think these are the 2.0, are they not? I thought the 1.0 were real short.
No, one point no, they phased the short URL API keys out a long time ago. Now it's all OAuth. So everyone's gonna have to be OAuth, and then you get an access token to be able to update the sub accounts, whether it's location or agency wide API. So I don't know. I'm gonna play with that over this weekend here, and
Okay.
then I'll have a lot more answers on Tuesday, I think.
Okay. And did you ever get the restaurant snapshot finished up?
We were talking about that at the beginning. I'm just kind of cleaning up a few different things for it, but I'm like at 80% right now.
Okay.
And then I'll have a good beta that we can start running through and testing that out.
Okay.
I'm hoping
Yeah, I'm
that like
excited about that. I mean,
that's been my
everyone uses a
goal this week,
restaurant.
to only focus on that and get that done so that that we can launch that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think tomorrow I'll reach out to you tomorrow as soon as I have a few more things cleaned up in it, because again, like you said, it's when you're trying to customize it for your niche, the onboarding takes a little bit of time, right? To just get that customized and set up the account. Where I'm making the restaurant specific snapshot so that so we should be able to just deploy it and use the pieces that we want for a restaurant in there. You can still pick and choose which ones you want to use, but it will make more sense specifically for restaurants. Like, again, if you're taking the referral system, reward system, how we have it right now, and be like, okay, I want to use it for a restaurant, and then we have referrals in there, it doesn't necessarily make sense to have referrals. But we're going to center it around creating that whole VIP that experience for customers, so that we can send them out weekly SMS messages with updates, promotions. We have coupons that they can do, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, here's one. This is an API that I would love for you to. I mean, I know you've been talking about. This is an open API for Heartland. I've got a
Okay.
client on this one. If you can figure out how to integrate this API into the reward system, I can drop this back into your. I'll put this in the chat.
Yep. Awesome.
But if you can figure out how to get this is one that we could, at least play with and figure out if we can pull the right data from for rewards, utilizing their,
Yeah. Okay.
payments.
Yeah, that's
He
awesome.
was like, yeah, they have an open API. I'm like, oh shit, we've been looking for an open API.
Yeah, with the restaurant POS, that'd be awesome.
So this is Heartland, and he's one of those guys that tests everything for me.
Yep.
So, and he's happy to QA and give
Yeah,
feedback.
so we can make it, if we can do that, then we can make it so that they can, anytime they do a purchase, we can assign points based on their purchase.
Exactly.
Using
Point
that.
per
And
dollar or whatever.
yeah, awesome. That's very cool.
So that's one
Okay,
that
I'm gonna copy
mess
that
with.
right now so that I have it and I don't lose it.
I don't know. I mean, would you say Toast has an open API as well?
They don't. No.
Square does.
Square, yeah, and you can access that through, we've done it mostly through
Zapier.
Zapier. So,
And we could do this through Zapier too. It'd be nice to just hard code it, everything, have it all hard coded or whatever. That way we're not having to pay for Zaps, but
so is
whatever.
Heartland, oh, there we go, restaurant POS software for faster, simpler management.
So they charge $280 for a month for their US dollars for their loyalty program.
Okay.
Are you raising your hand, Jesse?
Oh, maybe.
I just had a different question whenever you can get through this.
I can be
in any
done.
rush.
I can be done.
Oh yeah, okay.
You
We
go.
were just looking at, yeah. So hey, yeah, Jesse, what do you got?
I just was curious about that QR code generator inside of is that I was trying to install that in like my client's sub accounts, but it seems like it might be only good for like one sub account, or you have to like purchase extra licenses to use it in other sub accounts. I was just going to see if that was the case or if I was just setting up something wrong.
How are you setting it up?
If I can share my screen here, if that might make it easier. It says,
do I have to stop sharing?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
you
I
have
think
to
you need
stop
to
sharing.
end yours. Let's see. Okay. So let's see, go to my agency account. Oh, I guess.
You integrated that Zappy chat? Is that what I saw? Is that any good?
Yeah, I've been working on it. I haven't rolled it out to clients yet, but I've finally got it to pretty much do what I want it to. So the QR code thing, like this one here,
Yeah.
whenever I try to enable it for other accounts on the custom menu link. So if I were to go the QR code, let's say add it to like the demo account. So whenever I go into the demo account, it asks, let's see, it gives that warning.
Okay, so go Go back to your custom menu link. Go to QR code, click edit for the QR code one. What's the URL? Scroll all the way to the end. Location equals location dot ID. So go into, go into our smart scripts dashboard. There, go into QR code generator. Click on, oh, let me just check. Give me one
And
second.
so that's where I like tried to
Oh.
buy more licenses. And
Yeah, it was
just
weird.
goes to nothing.
It's not supposed to do that. Let me
I've got the same thing, by the way, 00 for QR
oh,
code
weird.
generator location.
Thought I had it set up so it was just unlimited. I don't think I wasn't
Are there are some that are limited and some that are unlimited? Is that what I'm understanding?
yeah, there's a couple though. There's a couple. So the reward system is limited. Um the video testimonial system also limited as well, just because you need to purchase minutes off there because we have to pay for minutes every month as well. So there's Jesse's account there.
Rewards is
Here, I'm gonna
okay.
add,
Rewards has reviews.
yeah, I'm gonna add,
Reviews is unlimited though.
yeah, reviews unlimited. The original referrals is limited. Subdomain manager, all those kind of things. Let me just add those.
So that is like basically how it should work though, is
Yeah, exactly.
each client will be able to have like their own manager for all their QR codes.
Yeah. Let me see here. So just, I don't know.
I still do want to talk to you at some point about integrating flow code. They just invited me to their like advisory board thing.
Yeah. What was
That's what I
I may
used
be
to
able
have
to.
here. I used to actually have just a link to Flowcode's free QR code generator, but I thought this like seemed a little bit more like white labeled,
Okay,
not going there.
give that a shot now.
Just in a different account. See if that
Yeah,
works.
just hit refresh even though you're on there. You should be able to, you probably have to add the location though. Go back to go there, click on right click and go refresh. I usually go right click and then yeah. Oh yeah, go QR code generator. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Add
all right.
location.
So then pick the location you want to add. And then hit update. And then yeah, you want to add the locations that you're adding it to.
Cool. So then I can just go and
Here.
add each one
So
I need.
now, yeah, now you should be able to refresh this and it'll show up.
Yeah, Jesse, I'm because I've gotten pretty involved with
Nice.
that and use their flow, like their business landing pages as well.
Gotcha.
Because I do a lot of restaurants, so that's part of my packages. I offer a business landing page, their own QR code.
If you click on
Many as they
dynamic
want.
QR code right now, does it show any other QR codes that you created? No, right?
No, and I actually have, I think I have one in here that I've already created.
Yeah, because it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I gotta update. It looks like it's maybe pulling in all the QR codes for your agency account, just saying not listing them here, but on the dashboard on the front end there, it shows.
On here.
No, like when you went back to go back to the sub account.
The demo, the other one.
Yeah. See right there on the dashboard where
Oh, I
it's little
see where it
QR
has this
codes and
one.
stuff like that is showing
Yeah.
other ones. So I need to update that.
Gotcha. But it's not pulling in.
It's not
I see
pulling
what
them
you're
in.
saying.
It's not pulling them in and showing them on that page, but I need to update the dashboard there so it only shows this sub account.
Sweet. And then that's just pretty much lives here forever as long as the client wants to use it. And then the dynamic ones, you can just, it'll keep the same QR code and you can go and update the
Yeah, I can
URL
just
if you
update
need
the
to.
URL and then it's basically they scan the QR code and it's a redirect to whatever page they want to redirect it to.
Nice. That's awesome. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, flow code. I think we were talking about that before as well. You were saying.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah,
one.
I mean,
Like you can design things a lot better.
Yeah, it's really pretty, and I like it, and it's you can do some cool stuff with it. But at the end of the day, I want to, if we can integrate that using their API, which they have, and I have for mine, maybe there's a way to just like literally link it through the API and then have a iframe window or something like that that allows you to create them. I just like them because they've got the flow pages, which are basically business landing pages, just like Linktree. They've got, they've got the round QR codes are just a little more dynamic and a little more fun to use. Look at.
Yeah, basically they just have, it's a regular QR code, but then they add extra dots around it to make it look round.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's
cool.
all they do. It just looks nice, so.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, cool. Well, my goal here for the next by Tuesday here is to have well, tomorrow I want to have the restaurant snapshot ready to go. I'll get that in your hands so we start testing that out. Onboarding, we're gonna have that onboarding forms ready to go for next week for sure. And then I'll take a look at creating sub accounts using the API.
Okay.
And look at
That'd
API
be great.
version 1 versus 2. Cool. Well, I think that wraps up our time for today. So, I don't know if you guys had any more questions, but anyways, we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Thanks, Jason.
That sounds good. Thanks,
All right.
dude.
Okay. Talk to you guys soon.